Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys? And welcome to a brand new episode of Energized, brought to you by Forged Irish Stout. Ross,
are you intoxicated or something?
Introduce the guest, man.
Today we are bringing you the UFC bantamweight from Ireland. Everyone's favorite Loughran brother. It's Kaelin. Kaelin, how you doing, bud?
Good, lads. How are you?
Welcome
yeah,
back
not
to the
bad,
show,
not
Kaelin.
bad. Kaelin, you're back booked in UFC Atlantic City. You know, you're repping that Irish flag for the 135ers. How much are you looking forward to getting that job done in there?
I can't wait, lad. I cannot wait to send this interview the other night. If you're a football player or you're some like other sport, you might take a loss, and the next week you compete again. You go out and you're back in the win column, and you can like move forward. But in fighting, it was September 2nd the whole way through to March 30th. Walk around, in my opinion, I walk around a loser. Like that, you're only as good as your last one. So that's not easy. It's good, but it's a good in one way when you're training stuff, but it's not easy. So really looking forward to compete. I can't wait, lad. I can't wait.
Obviously, you just said there you felt like you're walking around a loser, and you've not really been a loser at any stage in your life. Obviously, your fight before that, you were lifting world titles above your head. How much effect did that loss have on your mental health?
None, absolutely no effect on mental health. But it was just it's not like I have watched back the Taylor Lapis fight, and I think there's a very good argument that I won the fight. If I'm being 100% honest, people talk about damage, but he actually didn't do any damage in round 2 or 3 at all. There is no damage. Like, but if you think you won, I'm not salty. It was a close fight. I understand if you think you will have no arguments, but there's more the performance. I didn't fight well. Of course, it was a change, a very different style, which isn't ideal, but still, I didn't perform well, and that's just no effect on no effect on my mental health. But like just irritating. Just I just want to compete, lad. I want to because I say I've been out training the UFC guys recently. I've been over in America and stuff. I know my level. I know how I can handle UFC bantamweights. Like it's just that doesn't matter one bit. The gym doesn't matter one fuck. Cage Warriors, to me, there's that winning that title is like, maybe when I'm 60 I can look back on that, but like at the minute, it's the UFC, and it's always been the UFC. You know, I'm not here like to fucking be a Mike Perry or a fucking Kevin Holland and people laugh at me in the weigh-ins, but I don't win. That's not what I'm about, lad. So I just want to compete and I want to win. I want to win. I'm all business this time. No shit talk.
Don't say that. Don't say that, Ken. But like in the build up to the last fight, like the way you sold it was just like so entertaining. Like the whole country was like for the people that didn't know you, they were like, "Who is this guy?" And I'm definitely tuning in to watch him. But then obviously you had a short notice like replacement. Like when that happens on fight week before your UFC debut, like what sort of goes through your head?
Nothing. I was thinking, fuck it, I'll beat him, no problem. So I was thinking in my head, I should have known Taylor Lapis, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't know him, because he'd been in the UFC. I know every bantamweight, like regionally and UFC. I don't know why I didn't know him. I should have known him. I took I was relatively short notice. My UFC day was 5 weeks in and of itself, but I had a training camp. I was ready to go. I wanted to compete. When it came to the Tuesday, I was like, fuck it. If you bring in Sean O'Malley, I'll fight him, no problem. Fight anyone in this division tomorrow, no problem. So I had no doubts I'd beat him. It wasn't ideal. In hindsight, I probably should have been more fucking nervous for him, but not ideal. Not how I like to prepare. I like very specific. And that's one thing I've taken from Henry out there is how we're doing Caolan is correct. How specific he was preparing for Merab was really cool to see. So when the point, like if he's doing this camp for Merab now, if you just automatically switch up and you're fighting, I don't know, different say fucking Corey Sandhagen, it would definitely throw him off. You know what I mean? Like, it's not ideal, but I was ready to go, lad. And I was saying the guy rung and he missed weight on the. He rung because he signed a fight for UFC bantamweight, but he had never fought bantamweight ever. This guy I'm fighting has never fought a bantamweight. His Instagram bio at the minute we were saying is UFC featherweight.
Yeah.
He's come down from lightweight on his contender series at featherweight. He looked like death warmed up. Like, I don't know, is it going to happen again? I hope not, but if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean?
At least you'll be used to it then.
Yeah.
Know,
And that is one thing kind of touch on. Like, some people, obviously you showed, big grapefruit balls on you by getting in there and fighting someone at the last minute, because like we've seen it before. Like, we've seen, John Jones, one of the greatest of all time. He was supposed to fight Dan Henderson at UFC 151, and then he turned down Chael Sonnen at last minute. So, and again, like, they're like obviously different skill sets, but like they were both sort of wrestling backgrounds, and he still turned it down because it was a different fight. So, you have to say fair play to you for getting in there with the change of opponent and a harder opponent as well.
A much harder opponent. Jeez, that last fight was the much harder opponent. Honestly, I've got 2 bonuses from the UFC, discretionary bonuses, like surprised since the part, like in the 2 months after the Paris show, for taking it, which was cool. 2, so they won't hope. No, my coach didn't even know. Like, nobody told me about it. It was fucking deadly.
This is arriving your bank account.
Woke up and looked at the fucking bank account twice. It was fucking unreal.
And one more for the bad guy.
Aye. But then, and now I've got this fight, and if we're being 100% honest, Angel Pacheco's tough, not overlooking, very tough guy, but he lost in the contender series. Like, so I feel like that decision was the correct decision. Had I have turned down Taylor Lapillus, and then there was 2 or 3 fights down, was relying on that, I'd have got the Wonder Boy Shavkat treatment. Do you know what I mean? 100%, no question. So I'm happy I made that decision. I could be sitting here 1-0 with a win over Yanis Gamore, who, by the way, has taken another fight at bantamweight. What the fuck is that about? Why would they let him do that? I could be sitting here 1-0, a lot of hype after beating Yanis Gamore. Maybe get another good fight, keep out, and then I go down the line and fight someone like a Sandhagen. And I haven't learned the lessons that I learned from the Lapillus fight. I'm better on for it, and I'm very happy it happened. Very, very, very happy it happened.
Well, that's good to hear. Kaelin, then after the fight, you're after going over to train with Henry Cejudo in Fight Ready in Arizona. How did that come about?
So we have guys coming to Caolan all the time. There's boys in Fridays, new boys coming this week. There's 3 Italians coming for this camp for me now from Bellator. And there's a guy who's like a mutual friend, Tyshawn Williams. He's a Division 1 All-American. He's 5-0 pro now, I believe, from over in MMA at Masters. And he was training over there. And he was talking about how Cejudo was taking him in for Marab and stuff. And it was like a back and forth. And then I was trimming him, and he got Santino on to me. He's like, you want to get this guy in, basically. And that just came. Then I started mashing Santino. I was like, could I come and stuff like this here? And then I did. And they put me in a lad. They were so my expectation for a gym like that was, I'll go out there. It's probably if you're a welterweight or something, it's probably Killcliff. If you're my size, I'd say that's probably the best gym in the world at the minute. To be honest, some of the names, like, it's crazy. My expectation was I'll get unbelievable rounds. No one will give a fuck about me. They won't put any time in me, but I'll be pushing myself against UFC fighters all the time. I couldn't have been more wrong. It was well, first of all, they put me in a house in Paradise Valley for a month, which was fucking nuts, for free, which is like so good of them. Then I would train. Santino would see how much I'm actually listening to him. I want to learn. I'm here with just an open mind. I'm here to just get better. And I would practice what he was doing. So he would put a lot of time in me. The session would end, and then they would take me for 1-to-1s in the evening or 1-to-1s after the class, like 1-to-1 coaching. It was unbelievable, lad. And then, as I said, there was a lot of UFC guys, a lot of UFC bantamweights and flyweights. Got to show my level to them guys. Got to mix it up and just study and just try and level up, lad. I'm really happy on it. Do you know what I mean? Really, really happy on it. Great experience. One of the things I'm really happy when I went, but I'm also now really happy it's done and I'm back with my team in Caolan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then Ross, like Henry Cejudo is known for known for his coaching. Like obviously he's back now. He's going to be fighting in UFC 298, but he's known for his coaching. Like so, like Ross, when you saw Ken go over there, like what were your expectations?
First of all, I thought about like the two personalities going toe to toe because you know you have the king of cringe versus like one of the realest guys you'll ever meet. Like you know, Kaelin tells how he sees it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I wonder how they get on style wise, but I always knew. Say what you want about you know, Caolan Colin straight. You know what I mean? And I've heard it from people who aren't his coaches. They say he's a tough motherfucker, and they say he works hard. That's the two things I always hear when I hear coaches talk about Caolan Loughran. And I knew if he's going over there, he's going to put in the work. And like you said, he wants to be a sponge over there. So I was buzzing to see it. Did you get to get many rounds in with the champ?
Not too many because he very specific training, but it was good because the first day I landed, I goes, when are we sparring, lad? When are we sparring? Like it was Cejudo. Because Henry Cejudo was one of my favorite fighters ever. Like I didn't say it to him in person. Like, and we sat down and we're talking about who's the greatest of all time, and he wanted me to say him, but I didn't say him. I just made an effort to. I even said Demetrius, but I was kind of thinking you are one of the best. He is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But this is the truth. I landed. I goes, lad, when are we sparring? He goes, oh, you don't want this smoke. You don't want this smoke. And for like 3 days, then he got quite thick, to be honest, because he was like one day he was like facing his coaches and I was coming down doing the class and I just kept pointing to the keys and going, let's go, and he's getting thick on me. But no, it's a lot to take, and even conversing with a guy like who's been through what he's done, watching him drill, watching him leave the mat, go do his S&C. No, he was good to me now, and they all were the coaches. It was really like Santino and the boxing coaches and all three of those guys that were good. And then the guys he had in for Marab, the Olympic wrestlers and stuff, I got good rounds with them guys. I was in with UFC bantamweights every day, so now it was good. But very glad to be back Team Caolan preparing for this, guys. You know what I mean? Very, very glad to be back Team Caolan.
I've got two questions for you, Kaelin. Like first one is, would you go out there again to train? And second of all, did Henry give you one of them cushions with your face on
it? No, he didn't. I will go out again 100%. But I'd say I'd want it to be a distance from a fight. If I'm going to be honest, I like preparing how Caolan Loughran prepares. Some people just find a click, and I have my click and Caolan in four corners. But no, he didn't. He, to be honest, he's not. He's quite civil in person. So he is. He's not really like that. He's not really like that. So he's not going to be walking around with fucking cushions, is he?
The cringe only comes out during fight week.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of him, and you can see some of the effort he puts in to prepare for a fight is ahead of the game. Like Colin was always on the telling Tom to like source guys from around the world, and so who was paying them boys good dough when I was living with him, like it was crazy. So now he's in the position he's in through hard work and intelligence. Like it's no fluke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no one ever doubts his work ethic as well. Like you don't become an Olympic gold medalist and then a champ.
He doesn't train like me. Like he trains hard.
Oh man, I love it. Did Team Cowbone recently get done up as well, Kaelin?
Oh, I completely. So we've come together with four corners, but that's been about a year now. So like John Gillies, you might see like Liam Harris and all these guys come in the gym strike, but they've doubled in size. So we had one like huge floor. They literally doubled it. They bought the floor beneath. The mat is. The setup is like literally amazing, like amazing setup. It probably is the best gym I've ever been in. But it's been going now since Christmas. They literally doubled the size. Where it's class setup now. Like,
yeah, no, it looks great.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Baz, I need to know this. We were talking about it on air. You were asking Kaelin what he preferred, and there was reason behind it. And I was in the dark. So, what's this all about?
Oh yeah, I actually nearly forgot, Ross. So fair play to you. No, from watching Kaelin's stories on his way home from Arizona.
God.
Kaelin obviously booked in. He obviously booked in to fly to Manchester. So I asked Kaelin, where's his favorite Manchester, in England or in America? Can you tell us the story, Kaelin?
Both shitholes, as I said. Do you know what it was, lad? I was going to start first week of January. I don't know what day it was, the 4th or something. I was going from Dublin. I was coming straight from Christmas, Dublin to Phoenix, Arizona. So I booked it, and I went Dublin to Charlotte, Cleveland. This wee tiny shit airport. Charlotte, Cleveland to Phoenix. Happy days. And on the way down, I was in about Louth direction, going to Dublin, and my mom's like, "Oh fuck, you need to get your left home or for American Customs or your flight home to prove you're not like staying legally." So I booked it. What a Google of fucking Phoenix to Manchester. So there it was, fucking Phoenix to this wee same shit airport, Charlotte to Manchester. I thought, fuck, I'm saving myself a couple of £100 here. I ended up in Boston. So I had to spend that's the God's honest truth. I had to spend an extra day in Boston, then cost me a fortune. I got from Boston to fucking Manchester, England, but we made it anyway. Bad mistake, eh?
Kaelin, like that was, as we would say, sloppy. But
That is silly.
that
I
is
was
sloppy,
a costly air, I'm not gonna lie.
stop. I'll take cost a few quid as well.
Costly. Stupid.
Sure, look, did you get a few rounds in with Sean Brady while you were there?
No, do you know where I did go though? Peter Welch's gym in Boston. So I've been looking to go there for about fucking 10 years. So it actually, every cloud is a silver lining. It was deadly. It was a deadly gym, deadly to see it.
Most expensive training day of your life.
It literally cost me about $1,000 to go to that gym, but it was worth it.
Unbelievable stuff. But Kaelin, tell us this: what do you know about your opponent this time out, and does he offer you much? I know obviously he fought in the Contender Series, he's lost. Probably very lucky man to be getting an opportunity to fight someone like yourself.
I'm 0-1, lads. I'm in no position to be calling out Sean O'Malley or Merab Dvalishvili. I said it. I'm a loser here at the minute. That's my mentality towards this. I have to win. I think it's the way I should be approaching it. Honestly, should I be losing this kid? No, I should not be losing this kid. Should I have a tough fight with this kid? No. Has he got holes? Yes. Is he beatable? Yes. But I'm an 0-1, lads. I listened to an interview with him, and he's a bit disrespectful of me. I thought, come on here, lad. Like I've earned my place here. Have you truthfully earned? You got your best attribute was he's good at getting a fucking hiding in the in the Contender Series. But I'm 0-1, lads. I'm just here to win. Do you know what I mean? I'm here to fucking start the show what I can do, and I have never been. I'm like measured, but coming home and being with UFC guys every day and seeing how fair some of the best bandmates there are. I've never been more confident in my life. I've got like a buzz about me in the gym at the minute. I'm happy. But I'm also very, very, very aware that I'm 0-1 and I have to show it on fight night so I can be the best in the fucking world the next 8 weeks. What matters is March 30th at about 8 p.m. Atlantic City time. And I'm going to shine. I'm going to shine. That's it.
Yeah, no, we agree. Like that's why people tune in now have to make sure to check out Kaelin fighting on March 30th in Atlantic City, and also Reese McKee's going to be in the card as well. So like Irish eyes are going to be glued to this one, Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my final question for you, Kaelin, is: do you have a walkouts tune, and will the UFC actually bother to play it for you this time?
Do you know what? I don't hold that to UFC. If I had won, that'd have been the best promotional tactic ever. If I had got that no walkout, that'd have been so sick. But I'm going with Dreams Cranberries. I was meant to be the walkout originally, but do you know what, lad? That was the best experience of my life. Like, see, sitting when I was home at Christmas, and I was sitting be like at the bar talking to lads about fucking that walkout. Like 20,000 people I'll take that to the grave. Like so.
I actually thought you did it on purpose at the time. I was like, oh, that was such a cool move. Like, what a move!
I know. It would have been so much cooler if I had planned it, but I honestly didn't. I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, I thought it was like the way. Remember Darren Till? He was fighting. Was he fighting
on the Apex? I think.
He fought Whitaker at the Apex. I think that was that one. Right?
Was that the Apex? Well, are you sure that was in the Apex? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. He did it because of the Apex.
No, was it not Fight Island? No.
It was Fight Island. I
fought Fight Island.
Yeah. So there was no fans there. So there was no. He didn't walk out to any tune. But Kaelin, you're obviously a very busy man. We want to thank you for coming on the show. Like myself and Ross, big fans of yourself. Is there anything else you want to say to the people tuning in that are going to be watching you fight in Atlantic City, bud?
No, just tune in and everyone remember what you said when I lost and I'm shit and I'm a bum and I seen it all. So keep the same energy.
Love it. Can't wait to see it. Then also, actually, while you're there, one last shout out for Tiernan, who's making his pro debut next month up in Cage Conflict. What a man. I'm sure you look forward to that one too.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Yeah. Well, Kaelin, thanks very much for your time. We're going to let you get on with the rest of your day, okay?
Have a good one.
Boys.
So, Ross, that was the Don.
Yeah, what a character. Massive fan. Look, like I said on the show, I'll say that while he's not here as well. You know, he thought you could say he talks trash. I think he actually just gives his honest opinion. I think that's where people don't like it. People are probably not as willing to be as honest as he is. But you know, like he has the skills to pay the bills. He was phenomenal in Cage Warriors. His last fight obviously didn't go his way, but like he was fighting really, really tough opposition. And look, for me, like I can't wait to see go back in there and get the opportunity to right that wrong, because I think he's more than capable of mixing up there with the best in the bantamweight division.
No, definitely. It was just, remember when he came out on stage last time, giving the fingers to the fans, the middle finger to the fans, and the MMA community, a lot of fans that check it out were just like, oh, they hate this guy and hopefully he loses. But like when you go out and do something like that, if it doesn't go your way, people are going to come out for you. But
I suppose, as they say, he's eating the crow. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's like, I'm a loser right now. I'm 0-1. Like, I don't have like a leg to stand on at the moment, so like I just have to go out there and prove everyone wrong this time. You know what I mean? So I think he's handled it very well, and I don't think he's actually made very many excuses. I think like when we talk about like opponent changes and style changes and like level of opponent changes and stuff like that, I think we're there saying that like that's like honesty. That's not like an excuse or whatever. Because look, he gave Lapalus like an unbelievable fight last time out.
Yeah, but the way he's saying he's a loser. Like, I mean, maybe that's the mentality he has to have going into this camp, being like, maybe put himself back in the straight and narrow, because obviously he would, like, before that fight, he was lifting the Cage Warriors title in Rome and went on an Irish tour almost to with the belt, and saying he was a loser. Like, I don't see him as a loser at all. I'm like,
a bit like, geez, if he's a loser, what does that make the rest of most people? You know what I mean? Like, he's like we said, his last fight, he went and lifted a Cage Warriors world title over his head in enemy territory as well. Like, that's the absolute opposite loser.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Kaelin. They don't call him the bad guy for nothing. But speaking of bad guys, Ross, we have to welcome in the one and only. It's Oban Elliot, baby.
The Welsh gangster is here.
The baddest of them all. What's that?
And one more for the bad guy.
Who's the baddest of them all?
Oh, it's definitely Oban Elliot.
Oh, mirror on the wall.
Oban, that fight you had in Dame White's Contender Series, like I stayed up, watched it. Like it was unreal, man. It was unreal.
It's fucking mad, isn't it?
If you're going to put this man, the Welsh gangster, in a coffin, you better nail it shut, because if not, he's coming back for you, baby.
Exactly.
Oban,
Did I not say that before the fucking fight, boys?
That man, I've heard about 1 million fighters come out with the line, and it's always bullshit. I'm willing to die in there. No one is willing to do that except for Oban Elliot.
Exactly. Yeah, of course you are. You're willing to die. You get clipped, and then next thing you know, you're intelligently defending yourself when really you're saying, "Ref, please make him stop hitting me."
Yeah,
there's no such thing as intelligently defending yourself. Because as soon I've been there. As soon as you do this, if you guard up, it's like, well, the ref is like the jumps in. I've been there. Do you know what I mean? Like I did it with fucking both of my losses. He's like, defend yourself, and I'm like, I'm fine. All right, okay, I'll defend myself. Fight gets stopped. So that one, I was like, fuck this. I'm not letting that happen again. You fucking having it, mate. As soon as I fucking
man. But like when you were going back out saying you're willing to die and stuff, the way the camera's zooming up in your face, and the way you got it done, like what was the emotion like after that, bud?
Oh, mate, I'm still riding it now. I literally just watched it. Funnily enough, people were sharing the clip, and like, fuck me, mate. I literally stood up. And the reason I did that, I put my arms up, is because he was like hanging off the fucking octagon, breathing. So I thought, right, I'll show the judges what the crack is now. So I stood up, like, hands out. Remember, like Pereira did against Adesanya, where he's like, like that. So I just stood up, looking at him like this, and then he faced me, and then that's when I said to him, "I'm ready to die, boy." So I fucking was, mate. I swear to God. I would have never. I wouldn't be able to live with like the. Well, of course I'd live with it, but that it would have been a massive. There would have been so much fucking anger if that ref stopped that fight. I would have been like fuming until I got there again, you know. So
yeah. And then after the fight, sorry Ross, I'll let you jump in now.
Yeah.
After the fight, Oban, what did you think you were actually going to get the contract as well? Because a lot of times,
I totally forgot that was even a factor.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I was walking around there like, yes, it's good to be here. Fucking hell, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. And then they fucking walked me around, and then the stools, and I was like, oh yeah, this part now. And then she didn't get one next to me. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, because I think it was Daniel Cormier saying that he didn't think that like you were going to get it.
Well, what does he know anyway?
What does he
know? Bleeding double champ knows nothing.
Why did he say that?
Yeah,
were you like, right, I'm definitely getting this? What were you thinking?
He must have like gone out the back and got some Popeye's chicken for the third round or something.
I know, man. I was like, he has to get it. He has to get it. Like that was.
Yeah,
I think it was because we had you and George on in the build-up, and then the week before George lost, and then the way you came and done that, it was. I was like, you have to give this guy is 100% a fighter that deserves it after that performance.
And I mean, look, I guess like I got hit with a big shot, and you know what did DC say? It's like, because obviously I sold myself after in the interview, and he's like, yeah, well, toughness and trying hard doesn't get you a contract, but like you've only got to look at like the Sheehan fight right before that. Like, look how good I was in that fight, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a difference between toughness and then like the mentality that you showed in that fight is a different gravy. Like we've seen people who are.
Is that not the bare minimum?
Like, I don't think if that was the bare minimum, I don't think a lot of people would actually make it, because I don't think people have the actual mental strength and capacity to eat some of the shots that you and keep on coming forward. You know.
Well, if they don't, mate, then they don't want to get fucking locked in a cage with me. Put it that way.
Yeah. That's true. You know what I mean? As the saying goes,
my bare minimum. That's my bare minimum.
As the saying goes, Oban, it's not about how hard you can hit; it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
And then look what happens. What's after happening next? UFC 298 in Miami. When you got that phone call, then Oban, like surely you must have been chuffed getting on a pay-per-view card.
I just laughed. Because fucking hell, look at it, man. Pay-per-view debut. And
Miami.
they told me January, so I was thinking, they're gonna chuck me in the fucking Apex for January, aren't they? Because I'm just a little debutant who like nearly got knocked out in his Contender Series fight. No, straight on the pay-per-view. Straight in the red corner. Fucking great, innit?
Yeah.
And like what a pay-per-view it is. Like you're on there with, you know, Volkanovski, pound for pound, one of the best of all time, Robert Whittaker, Henry Cejudo. You know what I mean? Like it's a mad card. Ian Gary's on the card as well. Whether you love him or hate him, one of the most talked about fighters on the UFC roster at the moment. You know what I mean? So like it's an absolute whopper card, and you know, you have the capabilities, Oban, of seeing the show both inside and outside the octagon.
And I'm gonna.
Yeah. Now, tuning in, they'll be able to catch it on. It should be on the UFC Fight Pass, shouldn't it?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, so it's actually a great time as well for the audience, like over here in Europe, to be checking
like
out.
prime time UK time, isn't it? It's like 11:30, and the Fury's fight's not even going ahead now, so there's no chance of anyone missing it.
Exactly. Well, they get like the people.
And like, you know, this is just what I've always expected of myself. Like, and And to be honest, right, you probably couldn't have got away with saying this a couple of years ago because it's such a cliche. But you know who I look up to the most is Conor McGregor, because like he literally, I'm like step 1 or step 2 into the plan that he completed, kind of thing. So like I've always like imagined and visualized and believed I would be in this position, right? And like I've got my foot on the ladder, and I think that's just remarkable, the fact that I've even got this far. Like, of course I knew it and expected it of myself, but if you think about it, right, how many kids sit there and fucking actually achieve what they set out to achieve? Not that many. So like I'm there calling my shot from a young age. Teachers telling me fucking I'll do a real sport kind of thing. Listen to school because that sport is nonsense. And now look at me. So like in terms of that, like you look at, you know, bro, boys, I can't put it into fucking words. It's nuts. It's nuts.
It is nuts.
Oban
I'm so
Elliot, the shot
grateful.
caller.
I'm so grateful. I'm not like, oh, look at me. I'm the man. I should have always been a. Yeah, I am the man, but like, come on, I'm grateful for this. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for this. I'm not just gonna just sit here and feed you full of bullshit saying, oh yeah, it's about time. Like, yeah, it's about time, but in the same breath, it's fucking, I'm very grateful to be doing this. Like, of all the MMA fighters that dream of fighting in the UFC, I'm making my debut on a fucking pay-per-view card in Los Angeles, California. This scumbag from a council house who used to nick out the fucking shop for his lunchtime because he didn't have any change. Now look at me.
I know, Oban. We've been following you for ages, bud, and then like when you get put straight onto a pay-per-view card, like it means the UFC mean business, don't they, Ross?
Yeah, definitely. Like they're definitely. I put it this way: Val Woodburn lost his last fight to Bo Nickel. Like I don't think they're like, you know what, we'll give Val Woodburn the shot on the pay-per-view card. I think Oban's the A side coming into this fight. He's the one with the upstart to it. And also, I do think, I know you referred to it there, that there's like a touch of a Conor, like, you know, similarities to the way Conor McGregor done it, and like he could be an inspirational figure. But like there is something to be said that, you know, at the moment there's only sort of you and Jack Shore flying that Welsh flag in Wales.
Oh, yeah.
And like at the end of the day, like there's a whole nation in Wales to get behind you guys and make you guys to be big superstars the way the Irish got behind Conor. And
100%.
not only is that, it's the way they saw the Irish get behind Conor is what made everyone else fall in love with him. And it's the same thing can happen, that if it, not only all the Welsh actually get behind you, but if people can see the Welsh get behind you, that's what will turn you into a superstar. Because then the Americans will go, geez, that Welsh fella's a mad bastard. Let's support him as well. And that's what you need. You want the American buy-in, but it has to come from your hometown buy-in first.
I guess, yeah. And I think they are going to think that.
Same here.
No,
well, like,
there's nobody like me, boys. And
no, there's definitely not. Like we must interview thousands of fighters this stage, Oban. I'm like,
yeah,
you stick out like a sore thumb.
I'm not trying to be anyone. It's like I open my fucking mouth and I say the right thing that's meant for the fight game. I don't think or read off fucking scripts or anything like that. I'm me, and mate, I've demanded to be here. Do you know what I mean? I've demanded it, and I messed up in Cage Warriors, a little loss here and there. But I never, ever, ever let anything get me down. And I fucking got here. So now I'm here. You're going to need a fucking army to get rid of me. Put it that way. You know, it's not going to be, oh, yeah, nah. And I'm on the, you know what I mean? I'm on the, you think I'm going backwards now? You're fucking mad. There's no way. There's no way. It is just, I get fired up talking about it because I'm about to do everything I always knew I do, and there's not a fucking man that can stop what's about to happen. I genuinely believe that, you know. It's fucking amazing. It's amazing. And you, as you say, for the fan base, we fucking Wales played rugby down there, 80,000 full. Can't get a ticket. So imagine if we can get, you know, the MMA can, and it already is, you know what I mean? I'm the talk of the town. So like, imagine if MMA can get that kind of popularity, which I hope I can bring, especially in the valleys and that. It's like, mate, I'll have the UFC. Oh, fuck it. Look at me before I meet my debut saying shit like that.
Get it off your chest, Oban. This is therapy. This is a therapy session.
I won't be impressed with the rail service now if there's not posters of Oban Elliot on the inside and outside of every train.
Like that.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to see
at the platform. And there's a picture of me like that.
I want to see you doing it in your UFC gear and like side by side in your rail gear.
But mate, I'm in the oranges, boys. I don't fuck about.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. Honest working class man. Like, what more do you want?
What am I going to do now? Just go and tart around wearing fucking Louis Vuitton on tick and get someone fucking taking pictures of me in the gym. Granted, I've got that. Sash shots, fair play to him, but mate, nah.
No, you're smashing. Oh man, you're absolutely smashing it, and you're a quality character. Even when you fought in Cage Warriors in Dublin and you beat like a Team Rhinos, James Sheen.
Yeah,
like fans still like they like a lot of the time like Irish fans would be against whoever if they're fighting an Irish person. But after, I think you won over the fans as well, which was great to see.
I hope I did, mate. Because like of all the people to fill in, right? Fucking, James Sheen. And it's just as I said. He's the right guy in the right place. He's at the wrong time. And I hope now he gets the title fight. He actually messaged me the other day. Nice message. And I said, I hope you get the title shot. You deserve it. So, yeah, as you say, of all the people to fucking beat a fight on his own turf, like, it happened to him, which, shit happens, doesn't it? I'm sure I've got a fucking ass kicking coming for me at some point. So, you know what I mean? Like, it all comes back around. I'm not stupid.
Just not Miami, baby.
Los Angeles.
Or sorry, Los Angeles. Apologies. 999.
Mate.
Sorry, 299 is Miami. Apologies.
Sorry, excuse me.
299. Please.
Yeah, then Oban, like I know you're like you're very busy, so we'll let you head on now in a second. But the thing is, you're obviously taking on Val Woodburn. What do you actually know about Val? And when you got this name, what were you sort of thinking?
Mate, honestly, right? If I had something to say about him, I'd say it. But I just wish what do I think about Val Woodburn? It could honestly, he feels so irrelevant to what's going on in my mind right now. Good luck to him, but he ain't got a fucking chance, put it that way. That's all I got to say about him.
Unbelievable. And tell us this, obviously you're fighting basically the other side of the world. Will a Welsh army be traveling across with you, or
they will be? Yeah, we got there's 30 people coming.
30 gangsters.
There's
all in high vis.
They won't be the IVs. No, we're actually gonna wear American flags because of the passing of the late great Apollo Creed.
Oh again. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that I might do something about that. But yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of the boys coming. My family is coming. My mother's coming. So it's mate, this is like the most surreal fucking. Every time I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck? Honestly, it feels too good to be true at this point. It's fucking nuts.
I know the odd time Chael Sonnen works the desk for ESPN. Would it be crazy if you saw Chael Sonnen over there?
And yeah, I think, well, what's his name told me the other day? Sean Sheehan said that he works the desk for the pay-per-views. Is that right? Yeah. Well, boys, imagine that.
Yeah. What? Like, obviously, I'm looking forward to your fight, but I'm also looking forward to the post-fight speech as well on the mic. That is going to be pure entertainment.
Yeah. Oh, mate. There's nothing I could possibly tell you, right, in this podcast right now that is going to do what you will see from myself next Saturday justice. You will all sit there and look at yourselves and think, oh my fucking God, he's the man now. This is all literally, you can fucking send King Kong in there with me. You can send Godzilla. When you ask me about Val Woodburn, mate, yeah, he can think whatever, like, whether he thinks I'm fucking looking past him, looking through him, underestimating him. You saw in my last fight what I'm about when it comes to fighting, so
Yeah.
couldn't give a fuck what he thinks. You put anyone in there, right? They are fucked. They are absolutely fucked. Simple as that.
You can't go up against the
Kill me,
self-impressed.
fair enough. Put me there, and bang the nail in the box, and yeah, you'll finish me off. But unless you do that, you haven't got a fucking chance, mate.
Not against
It's
Le
about
Champion.
time that everybody else saw now, you know?
Yeah, well, that's why you have to make sure to check out Oban Elliot make his UFC debut in Los Angeles at UFC 298 on February the 17th. Oban,
Say that again.
make sure to check out Oban Elliot's UFC debut on February 17th in Los Angeles at UFC 298. Oban, is there anything else you want to say to the people tuning in that are going to be watching the Welsh gangster make his UFC debut?
I just want to say thank you for being a fan of MMA and for supporting me, if you even know who I am, for supporting me, and for all the people who are fucking fuming and sitting there thinking, look at this bastard, when you watch me walk onto the walk into the octagon like I fucking own the place. I hope your head's cooked watching me on Saturday. I hope your head is cooked. I hope you sit there jealous as fuck, green in the face, thinking, look at me, while you sit on your fucking settee tamping. The Oban Elliot is on your screen. That's what I fucking hope for you.
There you have it, Baz. The man, the myth, the legend.
The fucking
Welsh
legend! The fucking Oban Elliot, baby! Woo!
Le Champion.
The champion!
Oban, thank you very much for your time. We'll obviously be in touch with you. Shout out to everyone that follows the Oban Elliot train, because they always get in touch with us after you come on the show and they're big fans. But thank you very much for your time, Oban.
All aboard the Oban Elliot Express. Let's go.
So, Ross, the Welsh gangster. Is he your favorite Welsh gangster?
Oban Elliot, he's such a character. He's just someone I love getting on the show. We're going to be entertained, and I think if we're entertained, that means the people at home who are watching us are entertained. He is an absolute character. Look, I hope he has all the success. He has the heart of a lion, so can't wait to see it.
Yeah, you definitely cannot question his heart. Also over the weekend, Ross, Nasruddin Imavov beat Dolidze by decision. But also on the card, we have to talk about Meatball Molly McCann. She got the victory. She got it by submission. And then after the fight, she dedicated the win to Ryan Curtis. First of all, what you make of Molly's win? And second of all, what you make of the way she dedicated to Ryan Curtis?
Yeah, first of all, the win itself, like that was an absolutely unbelievable arm bar. It was absolutely like sort of technique 101 for it as well. Sort of grab the body back towards the hip and put it on there. You know, my blue belt says it was perfect. So yeah, unbelievable win for Molly. I think she needed it. I think that should silence a lot of doubters. I think her jiu-jitsu got heavily criticized for her last loss, and I think this time out, her going getting the win. I thought she looked phenomenal at weigh-ins as well. I thought she absolutely looked shredded. I think 115 is her weight class. I think obviously she always seems to be shorter fighting at 125, and I think her limbs are a bit on the shorter side of things. So I think at 125 or 115, she is her division. I think that's strawweight. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for her. And she is one of those fighters that if she can string 3 or 4 wins together, she has the name recognition to go towards a title shot sooner than most. So definitely something I'll be looking out for. And then I suppose dedicating the win to Ryan Curtis. Like, we all know Molly McCann is an absolute salt of the earth person. She's one of the nicest people that we've ever had on the show. She's super sort of blue collar type of character. Big fan. And obviously, one of her closest training partners is Liam McCourt. Liam McCourt is obviously incredibly close to Ryan Curtis. And I'd say that's where Molly probably met Ryan. And she's a member of the Chaos Cartel. And she dedicated the win, had the Irish tricolour and the Chaos Cartel top there to wear afterwards. So fair play to Molly. That was a perfect weekend, and to top things off, 50 G's in the back pocket as well with a win bonus.
Yeah. For people tuning in as well, on that card, Kiefer Crosby was actually meant to be on that card. When would you like to see Kiefer out next, and against who?
Yeah, I think it all comes down to how healthy his back injury is or not. I know he's doing a seminar soon for Ryan Curtis in Houlihan Martial Arts, so fair play to Kiefer, another salt of the earth character. I'd love to see him out again soon. I feel like that win for Garimbo is gonna excel him. I'm not saying that Kiefer couldn't fight him at some stage. I just feel like that win for Garimbo, and then he was saying he wants to be champion by the end of the year. I don't think all of a sudden Garimbo is going to be fighting someone like that. I think he's going to be fighting someone who has a few wins in the UFC. Kiefer's obviously 0-1. He came in on short notice. I'd like to see him maybe fight Pete Rodriguez, the guy who Garimbo just fought there, and I think that could be someone of that ilk. Could be a nice matchup, a bit like having Kaelin on earlier. You know what I mean? He's 0-1 at the moment. So is Kiefer in the UFC. Let's see him fight someone who is maybe 0-0 or 0-1 or one fight into their UFC tenure themselves.
Yeah, I'd agree. And then this weekend, Jack Hermansson's taking on Joe Pyfer. Who do you have actually for this one?
Well, I think I'm going to go for Joe Pyfer. Me and Barry actually do like picks each week on who wins, and you have to be like Joe Pyfer. So I'm going to pick Joe Pyfer this weekend. Baz, you're going to lock me in for that pick already. He's the man. Why not? Although I'm a big fan of Jack Hermansson, he's been on the podcast a few times, but I feel like when push comes to shove, I feel like for whatever reason Jack Hermansson can't seem to get it over the line. Look, I'd love to see Jack Hermansson do it, but I think Joe Pyfer has a hype train behind him, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there this weekend. Also, shout out to Pal Lahan, who's fighting in Japan this Saturday as well. He's the only Irish pro competing this weekend. Ross, I'm going to go into some of the Energized questions, okay? I'm actually going to start off with, could Leah McCourt move to the UFC? Now, there is a slight issue here now.
Yeah, she is a co-main event at Bellator Belfast, March 22nd. I'm not too sure how many fights Leah McCourt has left on her deal. I think there's two questions. I think can she make bantamweight? I know she fought Manon Farrow before in Cage Warriors, and it was 138 pounds. So if she can do that, great. Obviously, she was at the PI with Molly McCann. I saw a great picture of her, Dana White, and Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, what a photo.
Yeah, what a photo. Probably not what the Bellator team are dying to see. But look, Leah McCourt, she sells tickets. She's one of the most marketable people Bellator have at the moment. I wouldn't be shocked to see it happen down the line. We've already seen the UFC take Kayla Harrison. Leah McCourt is probably the next poster girl for PFL Bellator that they have to hand. Cyborg is a really strange one because someone else clearly runs her Twitter. And I always feel like where I was like, how many fights does Cyborg have left as well? So, like, I think there's great challenges in the UFC for Leah McCourt if she did ever make that jump. But again, I'm sure PFL and Bellator will be dying to hang on to her.
Yeah, well, the issue is like she's going to be rematching now Sinead Kavanagh in Belfast. So you could, and like Sinead won the first time. So it's sort of like, could Leah McCourt? She could. Could Sinead? She could. What do you make of this rematch being made for Belfast? And also Carl Moore is going to be taking on Corey Anderson for the vacant light heavyweight title.
Yeah, well, I think interesting that Vadim Nemkov has left the promotion. Well, vacated the belt. I'm not too sure whether he's contractually left the promotion or not, but obviously Vadim Nemkov was one of the best 205ers. I'm pretty sure he beat Ryan Bader, who's the heavyweight champ at the moment. So, like, obviously fairly elite. And obviously this Sinead Kavanagh rematch versus Leah McCourt. This is probably the biggest women's Irish MMA fight of all time. We get to see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Look, I think it's great for women's sport in Ireland. I think the first match is very competitive. Sinead obviously injured herself in that first match, so I'd love to see them both healthy. And I feel like Leah's gone on to get her biggest win of her career since then. So I'm here for it. Why not? I'm a bit disappointed we're not getting Leah versus Cyborg title fight up in Belfast. But look, Leah versus Sinead, like it would have to be a number one contender spot. Two of the top 145-pound women in the world. Let's have it.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, Sinead won last time, and then Leah's gone on to become doing loads of broadcasting for the likes of PFL and Bellator, and like she's getting amazing opportunities. And even last time when we were at PFL Europe, while the event was going on, Sinead was like tweeting Leah, like calling her out. So it was all, I didn't know they were going to throw down again, but look, it's happened up in Belfast, and that's definitely going to be a big one.
Definitely sell tickets anyway, put it that way.
Well, that's how it's done. I'm interested to see who else is going to be fighting on this Bellator card. Like,
I think Kieran Clark's probably a cert if he's fit.
Yeah, like, will they be bringing in different fighters? Will, like, the likes of Franz Malambo or Dylan Tuke or...
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much of a crossover of PFL fighters will be able to fight for Bellator and what way that will work. Also, like, will James Gallagher fight on the card? Obviously, he'd be a massive ticket seller there. He'd probably be the biggest ticket seller out of any of them.
But we will keep you. We will keep you up to date on that as well. Ross, a question was sent in, right? This is an absolute shit stirring question, right? Irish Animal 2 goes, who would win in an SBG versus Team KF tournament without McGregor?
Well, I think it would be depending on what way you'd line it up, the fights or whatever. But like, if it was like open weight class, you'd have to say SBG Ireland would win because they have the heavier fighters like your Carl Moore, like your Johnny Walker, etc. And like, you know, does SBG Ireland, you know, drafting the likes of Gunny Nelson into the squad to compete? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't really compare the two gyms. Team KF is probably, even if you include SBG Swords, is probably around what, maybe shy of 10 years, probably a bit less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, SBG Ireland has gone around 25 plus years, I'd say, give or take. You know what I mean? So like, I wouldn't really be comparing the two. Like, it's
I would like to see a card mocked up to see, you know what I mean? Because
yeah, like if someone wants to mock up a card and ask us who do we think would win, I'll give him my opinion, but like that's probably too broad of a question to be like, which gym do you think will win? You know what I mean? Like, and both gyms are having their own success separately. You know what I mean? Obviously, Team KF seem to always have a really high win percentage rate. Anytime Chris Field shares them, like, it tends to be 70-80% win rate. Obviously, Omran Shaban went and picked up a UAE Warriors welterweight title there recently. And look, they're doing phenomenal. I put it this way. I wouldn't be keen to say one gym is better than the other and knock the other gym. I would be more saying one gym has achieved more than the other. And at the moment, SPG Ireland is the most successful gym in the country by a mile as well. Like, that's the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? They're the facts. Like, Danny McCormick, Invicta champion. You know, it's sort of almost weird to say, oh yeah, what about the gym without McGregor? McGregor won 2 belts in the UFC. You know what I mean? Peter Queally has competed for the Bellator lightweight title. Sinead Kavanagh competed for the Bellator featherweight title. I know you might go, yeah, but they didn't win them, but like, to be in world title fights in big organizations means something.
Yeah, but why don't they get Team KF fighters to come and fight on Bellator in Belfast and then see what happens?
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. I think it's just more, I feel like from speaking to a lot of the Team KF lads, they want to go to the UFC, and that's their goal. But look, I'd be here for it. I'd be definitely interested to see. I'd love to see someone like, maybe, I don't know if James Webb has many fights left in his contract, to see him maybe fight in a PFL Bellator, because I'd like to see him get a good payday before he leaves, if that was on the table for him. But again, like, who knows, maybe his goal is to capture the Cage Warriors middleweight championship or the light heavyweight championship. I'm sure he's thereabouts, but I think he's actually booked in to fight again.
Yeah, he actually
light heavyweight. So I don't know. I'm just sort of spouting out ideas. I'm not spouting them out saying like this should be on the Bellator Belfast card because I know he's already booked. But again, these are just things I think could be cool to see. I think we like a bit of domestic on domestic at times.
Yeah, well, like they're after matching Liam McCourt against Sinead, so you never know what could happen. But here's another question from Matt 1010 Warren. Shout out, Matt. Lads, one question. What do we know about McGregor's comeback? Is it happening?
Matt, straight with the fire.
Matt,
yeah, I definitely think he will come back. I think he will fight again. I think he will fight Michael Chandler. I don't think it's going to be UFC 300. I feel like if it was going to be UFC 300, we'd hear more about it. I think he'll fight Chandler. I think he'll fight Chandler probably July, I'd say. I know he said June, but like Dana White seemed to not be on board with that. I'd say maybe July. And I wouldn't be shocked to see it at 170. I think I'm not a big fan of the 185. I just think that's too easy for him to walk in at 185 and fight.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Pat?
I don't think it's going to be 300. I know he said something about International Fight Week. I actually think he's probably going to wait to announce it when Roadhouse comes out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then he can like finish that chapter off and then move on to the next. But obviously that's like when that's announced, like, I mean, like he feeds everyone when that happens. Like Irish MMA blows up more, people care more about what's happening. The whole country be talking about it, the whole world be talking about it as well. So like the news is only a matter of time because it's definitely going to happen. And Ross, I'll take a look at this question here, lads. What do you make of the Cage Warriors Dublin's card so far, and who else do you want to see on it? Ross.
I actually think this is going to be a funny one. Shout out to Paul Hughes, who gave out to us for making up that poster. Said it looks too real, and people get onto him about buying tickets when he's not confirmed to be on the card. So apologies, Mr. Hughes. Yeah, so it's a bit of a funny one because I feel like for the first time in a while, Cage Warriors has more Irish fighters that it can fit on the card. When you look at the card itself, I think so far we have Adam Shelley, Jordan O'Neill, Emer Darcy, Decky McAleenan. I feel like someone else is booked on there, and Takamandu are all booked on the card. Maybe I'm
so far
that's 5. So normally, like they only run about 12 fights on a card. So like that means there's only sort of 7 left, and you have your likes of James Sheen looking to get on the card, Solomon Simon looking to get on the card, Jer Harris looking to get on the card. You probably have Ryan Chetty looking to get on the card. I'm trying to think who else is there. Leon Hill will be looking to get on the card. Paddy McCurry's yet to be announced on the card. He's definitely someone who I want to see on the card. And then Alex O'Sullivan as well, and Sinead Newlon. Like I'm just listing out people who are Irish, and then Dara Ward as well, actually, to get on the card as well.
Maybe
so,
Colin McClurkin.
Yeah, Colin McClurkin potentially as well. So there's a lot of fighters there who are on the cusp of being like announced.
James Sheehan.
Yeah, I think I said him first. So like there's plenty of ones there to like still be booked on the card. I just hope they put on maybe a larger show than they normally would. And we get all the Irish talent there. My only fear at the moment is that someone might miss out on the card. And I know we sort of said it, but I'd love to see Paul Hughes versus George Hardwick for the belt. If not, I think James Sheen could probably fight against Bakar for the belt as well. Or maybe both fight for the belt. I don't know. I think their fights I'd love to see. I think Cage Warriors Dublin will be a massive show, one of the bigger shows that they do across the year. I think they'll sell a lot of tickets for it. And I think there should be a title fight at top of the bill.
Definitely. I'm really interested to see what Cage Warriors do this year because
yeah, man, the competition's heating up in the market. Like, you know what I mean? Like Octagon Ireland are coming in, signing a few people. PFL and Bellator, a few have been signed. A few are sort of feel like are in no man's land. I saw Kenny Moko Noana got released there as per request. So like it's gonna be interesting to see where all these guys go and where they all fight. But one thing is for sure is that it's the most competitive I've seen the market in a very long time. And there's plenty of good organizations that are trying to put on plenty of good fights at the moment. So look, I can't wait to see where these guys end up and follow their careers across multiple different promotions. I think it's good. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, Baz.
No, yeah, well, the more Irish fighters fighting is means more content for us to put out, which is always good. Just another quick one there. Do you when an event's getting announced, say say if it's a UFC or a PFL or whoever, do you think they're better off always announcing the main event first, or does a body that it could be any sort of fight that's going to be just on the card, or do you think?
I think ideally you announce the fight with the main event. That's what people are buying tickets for. That's the way I'd like to do it. I know it obviously can't always be done. I know Cage Warriors sort of announced a lot of dates in advance that way, and I'm not really against it that way, if you know what I mean. That here's the date, get your tickets or whatever. Because I feel like you can sort of make up who you're going to see on the card in general with someone like Cage Warriors. It'd be more, a bigger show. Like if UFC announced UFC Dublin, they'll sell out with just UFC Dublin without naming who was on the card. But you'd rather know who the main event is. And a lot of the times, I think every time there's a pay-per-view nearly, UFC come with the name, bar UFC 300, on what the main event is. Or very shortly there afterwards. So I think UFC do it best by giving you who the headliner is. I know it's quite ironic to say that at the moment with UFC 300 around the corner. Yeah. But normally they give you the main event with the card. Yeah.
We might have to get someone on from Cage Warriors to talk about what their plan is for the rest of the year and what we should be expecting from them. I think especially the way Octagon it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
PFL Europe, Bellator, and of course the UFC. So we will be keeping people up to date. Also, Cage Legacy 20 will be going down in Dublin on the 17th of February, the same night as UFC 298. Ian Gary's going to be on that card as well. As we said earlier, Oban will be discussing that card more next week. And the week after that, Cage Conflict will be on in Belfast. And also PFL will be taking on Bellator that night as well. So there's a lot of MMA heating up now. Obviously there was a few events in January, but the MMA scene is opening up more and more by each week. Ross, is there anything else you want to say? I know we were meant to mention that the Fury Usyk fight has been rescheduled to May. We'll talk about that in a couple of months' time. Yeah. But is there anything else you want to sort of say before we wrap things up?
No, just got good feedback on the new format for the show. I think we like recording this way as well. It suits us. I suppose if someone did want to get on the show or something like that, let us know. But obviously, it has to be relevant to what's going on at the moment. And a lot of times we do have the guests booked in advance. So let us know. But if there was someone with a professional fight coming up or something like that, let us know in advance and we can see if we can slot you in and see where we go from there.
Yeah, for the next few weeks, things might get a bit busier, especially in Ross's household. But every Sunday we'll be putting out the question boxes, so you can always get involved in that.
Yeah,
and we're always putting out non-stop content on the Instagram as well. So we do appreciate everyone checking it out because without you, there is no show. Although me and Ross would just do a show and no one be listening. Tip. No, but Ross, that sort of wraps things up to this week. Two Caolan Loughran and Oban Elliot.
Two A-listers, two UFC fighters on this week. That's what you get when you get on the Energized show.
Who do you think would be better on the piss?
Probably Oban Elliot, to be honest. But I'd say the Loughran's are some crack anyway. I'd say they have you out to all hours. But look, Oban Elliot got the one-liners. But Asher, look, Kaelin's probably not. Kaelin probably tell you whether he hates you or love you with a few jars in him. No bother.
You definitely hate us, man.
Man, what are you talking about? Where's his Energized glasses? Sleep, he was telling us earlier off air. But guys, thanks a million for listening. Again, like, share, subscribe. It really helps us. Every subscribe counts, every like counts, every share counts. We really, really appreciate it. We appreciate the support that you guys have given us over the years and continue to give us. We love you all. And as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.